All right. How's
Hey, what's
everybody
up?
tonight? Welcome to the Heikadelic show once again.
Yeah, happy Monday.
Wow, it feels like almost a week since I've seen you guys last.
About
I
that,
know
about that.
seems like
Yeah.
yesterday. Seems like
Well,
yesterday.
was it that long?
Oh, yeah. And all you
We-
fans out there, I hope we hear
Yeah.
from you tonight.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, for me, it was just another week, like all the other weeks.
Yeah,
Just
that's
another week.
Just
wow.
another week. Yeah.
Are you
So,
getting into the spirit, George?
I can't get into the spirit because it's just so difficult, right? Being, the way things are.
Well, look at
I've, I've
Ringo
got
and I.
Christmas
We're
cards here that I wrote like last week, and they're still here. I've not even mailed them yet.
oh,
I've
we're
read
in the spirit.
I
Look
yes,
noticed
around
that.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
look at Heiko's got a tree behind him, probably a real tree. I've got
Yeah,
a, synthetic tree,
yeah.
virtual tree, and George, you got all the Christmas lights down there, so you
He
should
just
be.
doesn't have the branches. He's got all the lights.
That's right. Got some lights. Got me lava lamps on tonight.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
um, just want to put this out there. We're not sure why, but we're getting a little bit of lag tonight. We're broadcasting from high speed, but for some reason, I don't know if it's. I'll blame this one on. I don't know, Rogers. I don't know, but it's just not sure where it's coming from. But
Yeah,
we're just gonna have to limp along tonight. So feel free to heckle.
yeah.
Um, so how was your week, boys?
Well, before we get too deeply into things, I need George to play me a tune.
Uh
Okay, we
oh,
can do
here
that.
we go.
I I
That
gotta
that's
I gotta open this.
Okay, it's right here.
yes.
All right, fans,
I
everybody,
got
grab
my
yourself a drink. What do you got there, Mister?
Kilkenny.
Nice. Oh,
What was that, Kilkenny?
Slow down, Heiko. We have an hour and a half.
There's only three of us.
oh, damn.
Yeah, this
That's
is a
just
Kilkenny, and
I've got some
uh,
Kilkenny in the fridge there. I was going to have one later.
I'm telling you, if you like Guinness, you're gonna love this. But it's got a little something something rolling around. I've never opened it up to figure out what's in there.
oh, it's
A
got
Um,
widget.
a
Widget.
widget. Yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
widget as well.
Yeah.
yeah, what is that?
See,
Is it a little plasticky thing or is it
that
It's
metal
like
or?
yeah,
a,
it's a ping
yeah,
pong ball.
Oh,
and
is
it's
it?
like, it's got
Yep,
the, what do they call it? The not the carbonate, or whatever it is. What is it
yeah.
that,
It
um,
carbonizes the beer.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
It
Well,
puts the bubbles in the beer.
yes,
When you
right.
when you
yes,
open the can, it
yeah,
releases the pressure, and then
yeah,
that puts the bubbles in your beer.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
I've
like,
drink
it
it.
makes it
I
like a draft. Yeah, like a draft beer.
Yeah.
I've
So
drank several, but
yeah, yeah,
I, so what you do is you gotta open it quick, and then
Yeah,
you're right. It
yeah,
does release something in it.
yeah,
It's great. You get that first little bit of head
yeah. Well, I'll
just
bring
coming
one
up the
out
tip.
later, and I'll bring one out next
we
time I go for a beer,
yeah.
Johnny,
Okay.
and
Yep.
I'll show you how what I do. I put them in a glass. I'll show you what it
Yeah.
should look like.
So
So
the right amount of head.
are you saying you like head?
You can't beat a good head. That's what
No,
we should
well,
say in
it
English.
was just like you just flick it, and you got to
Yeah.
do it quickly, and then the head comes up to the
But
tip,
Oh
I
my god!
and
Oh
then you
my
just
god! Now we're
I'll
flicking
show
it.
you. I'll show you head in a little while. I'll go and grab
Yeah,
one shortly.
we've
Because
just gone
it's
right in the toilet right away.
no. We're talking about Kilkenny beer. There's nothing wrong with that. And you pour it in a glass and you let it settle, so you get the head actually forms on it. So
See,
uh,
we'll have a little experiment later on.
I have a theory on that,
Mhm.
and that's Kilkenny, and that what's that other one you mentioned? The
Guinness.
dark.
uh,
Oh yeah,
Guinness, yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
love
See,
Guinness.
really, I don't put them in the same class as beer.
Well, they're both
Oh,
Because
okay.
Irish.
anything that needs a widget in it to put bubbles in it is not
Yeah.
beer.
Not beer.
Well, it depends where you come from, right?
Well, this is where that's what I'm saying, right? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
beer.
Well, the funny thing is about I've got Guinness upstairs actually. Like, but
Oh,
I've got two Guinness upstairs. Same thing. But when the widgets first came out, I think it was Guinness that actually invented them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And it was because you couldn't, like, Guinness in bottles or cans wasn't the same as a draft Guinness.
Right.
So they developed the widget, and so they called it draft Guinness in a can.
Yeah.
And right. And
see, it's all wrong to me. If they couldn't put bubbles in the beer and they had to invent something to do it.
well, no, it's like Guinness. I mean, as a Guinness drinker for decades and decades, I mean, there's good Guinness. There's certain, Guinness is like an art. A good pint of Guinness is like an art, and a
Wow.
science. And
Wow.
when they invented those widgets, my brother-in-law, they were coming over to visit. This would be 88, 89, around there.
Yeah.
And he just said, "I'll bring you over some of this stuff. These cans that have come over, that have just come out.
Yep.
They've got a Guinness in it, so you'll be able to have a draft Guinness as good as you can get, close to a draft Guinness, at home rather than drinking flat Guinness." So he got four of them, 4 cans, put them in his case. Yeah. And when he got here, one of the widgets has exploded. And it's all his clothes.
Smelled like beer, huh?
It's soaked in beer and Guinness. Yeah. So I got 3 anyway. I was happy. I got 3 Guinness. I mean, he wasn't too happy, but
no, I guess not. Yeah. Wow. Well, I don't like it at all. I've had it on many occasions.
Yeah.
But I hear Guinness overseas is much different than what you buy here.
Yeah.
So
Guinness
one
in
day,
Ireland,
yes, one day,
any Guinness outside of Ireland is not like Irish Guinness.
Well, then one day we'll have to go there to have a beer, so maybe I can appreciate Guinness too.
I actually did it. I remember I told you this story because my, like Lizzie's Irish. My father-in-law is Irish, or no longer with us. And I used to go out on Sundays or whatever day of the week, every Sunday for sure, for a couple of pints at lunchtime. And I used to drink Guinness, and he'd stopped drinking Guinness. He was on his rum and chasers and what have you. And he said, he used to look at me, and he goes, "How's the Guinness today?" And things like that. I go, "It's not bad. It's okay, John." It's not real Guinness. He said, I said, "No, look at it. It looks like Guinness.
Yeah.
It tastes like Guinness. It's Guinness." Said, "No, you have to go to Ireland for the proper Guinness." And I ended up going over for a weekend a few years later. And what they do over there is the bartender has about 6 or 7 pints that are about 3/4 full on the bar itself.
Yeah.
And as you order your pints, they'll take one of them and top it all the way up, keep topping it up.
Yeah, because they take a while to top up, right?
And they have a knife and they'll like scoop the head off and keep going. And and it takes a minute. That's why you have to line them up, otherwise you'd be there, like line ups waiting for it. And then they'll put your little shamrock in it for you, and there you go. And I remember tasting the first one in the first Irish bar I ever went into. This would be like 1984. Yeah. And I thought, wow, John, this is brilliant Guinness. You're right. This is better than the best Guinness I've ever tasted.
I love Derek. Did you hear what Derek wrote?
Yeah, about it never tastes the same until they cleaned out their kettles. Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
got all the rats out.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that is peanut butter, right? As I don't know what company it was or whatever, but probably doesn't matter. Just get us sued. But they would kind of, for quality control, this peanut butter company would measure the amount or count the amount of rat hairs they found in the samples. So if there were too many rat hairs, they would scrub the batch, and I'm like, oh, that is so disgusting. But hey,
how do you find rat hairs in peanut butter?
Well, I guess being a factory wherever this was, and this goes back I would say 15 or 20 years, honestly, when I heard it. But who knows? That could be fake news back before there was fake news. So I'm having a piece of chocolate, boys. Oh,
yeah. Oh,
it's good chocolate. Oh yeah,
almost as good as head, eh?
It's
actually talking of Guinness and Derek. Here's a segue for you. Guinness is dark, right? It's a dark.
Yep.
Now, Derek said the little promo I put on tonight was too dark. and he couldn't see the album cover, the lovely backside.
Okay.
So then Derek's got the ball rolling here. Here's tonight's backside that he couldn't see because it was too dark.
Ah.
There you go. Do you like that segue then, lads?
If you hold it the other way, it'll look like the Matrix. There you go.
Oh, okay.
So it came out in, I think, 87-ish. And it's it's a solo album from well, actually, he's been solo for a long time, but I work solo as well. There it is. That's
the only thing that comes to mind is like Gary Newman.
No. It's more rock. It's not really, and it's a bit of a concept album as well. So that's tonight's.
Adolf builds on fire and Sasha plays with it or something. What was it? Do 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 do. Was that Gary Newman? No. Maybe.
What was that again?
Nothing. It's okay. Let's move on.
Okay.
You just had a brain fart there.
I did totally. Also, Derek saying in your Canadian food, there's an acceptable amount of bugs and dirt per product.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, like if you don't have to pay extra for it, why worry about it, right?
That's how you get your meat with your fruit. Like it's all good.
So Derek says Belinda Carlisle.
No, it's a male. It's male.
So do they have Shazam for album covers?
Oh, maybe that's the way to go. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, just take a picture, send it in, and boop boop. There you go.
Well, I know there used to be what was it called? Google Goggles. I don't know if that still exists, but it was an app on your phone. And I don't have it anymore, but what it was goggles. You could take a picture of something and it would go find an image. It was like an image recognition. And what was cool about it is you could go into like say a thrift store, like a Value Village or whatever, and you could take a picture of, let's say, for instance, you found a piece of glassware or whatever, and you think, wow, this has got to be worth more than $2.99. So you've struck it rich, and you want to sell it or something on the internet. So you take a picture of it, and it comes up with referenced photos that are almost alike, and like the image. So it was kind of cool. You could figure out whether something was worth something. I've been in thrift shops and I bought paintings that are actually numbered paintings, prints. Limited print reproductions, and I go online and here I am buying it for $5, and then I go online and it's like, wow, these are selling right now on eBay for $150, right? So,
wow, yeah.
Little tip, but I don't think they have goggles on it anymore. I mean, as an app, but anyway,
I'll have to search it.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't Belinda Carlisle, and so Craig is saying that Cars is Gary Newman. Right, you're right. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of.
Craig also mentioned that we can't call them widgets these days.
Yeah, he said little corks or something.
Yeah, little corks. Well, whatever.
Why is that? Why can't we call them widgets?
I think it rhymes with something else, right?
Yeah.
Widgets?
Digits.
I get it. Yeah. Digits.
Yeah.
Rhymes
with fidgets. That's correct. Who knows what we can say anymore?
I know,
exactly. Hey, our next cast should be not say anything for a whole hour and a half. We'll see how it goes.
Well, just sit really, really still, and people will keep going in and out, wonder if their computers are frozen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The first PC Heikadelic show ever.
There you go.
Record.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Well. Hey, I was going to ask you, have you ever heard back from Wahida?
I did, actually. So the last show.
Yeah.
I'm just reading something Craig said. So the last show, I went to send Wahida the link to get on here.
Yeah.
And I think she's been having problems with her phone. So I accidentally sent her the on-air link that I send you guys for the
Yeah.
So she was actually in the green room. And she's like, Ringo, I don't want to be on the air. I'm like, oh, sorry. So I ended up sending her the other link, but yeah, there was some confusion with that. She wasn't able to get on. And I think she's got a combination of like her, they're on a different time zone, so she keeps kind of missing us. So, but anyway, she said she'll be on soon. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe her connection is, she's in between things right now. But yeah, we'd like to see her back.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know who she is, she was a great fan. She was on every show, and all of a sudden she disappeared. So,
well, she's alive and well, but she did say hello to everybody, and she misses everybody. So, yeah,
right on.
And I know who else? Kathy won't be on. Had a long day, so just catching up on some Z's I hear. But
so we're only going to have 2 fans on then tonight. Be Derek and Craig. That'll be it.
That could be it. Let's see. See how many viewers we've got. Oh, there's Kathy right there.
So any other fans that are out there listening or watching us, just send us a little message on Facebook so we know you're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed a comment there by Derek says, because we're talking about the album being possibly from '87. It says George Michael left Wham around then. So it's a funny story that, because it reminds me, because back in the '80s, like I used to, when I was DJing in England, you know, you do a function or whatever, and so, you know, when they sort of say thanks to this, that, and the other, and thanks to the DJ, you know, they look at you in the corner, so, you know, the DJ. So I thought, you know what, I want an identity. So I got like I've got a picture of it somewhere. I came across the other day, and it was like a more or less a homemade. I didn't make it; someone else made it, and I bought it off them and put my own like logo on it. So it had lights at the back. You know, they didn't really flashed it a little bit, but it had George Andrew on it, right, in like a script that matched my letterhead. And that's what I used to put in front of me, and it folded out like a table. It was like, you know, it's like whatever height of a table is. And it had 2 sides and a top, so I could throw it in the back of the wagon and play it at gigs, right? So, and I thought, at least people will know my name when I do these things.
Not the DJ, right?
So it said George Andrew on it, right? So anyway, I had this for a few years, and then one time around '86, like '87-ish, I'm doing this.
Can you remember that far back?
Yeah. And not 1867, right? 19 years. But like I was doing like I think it was a bar mitzvah, a bat mitzvah for girls, right? It was a sweet 16th or something like that. And these obnoxious kids, right? They were really horrible, because what the parents would always do would just, they'd kind of like all disappear. You know, it was like a community center or something like that. And it was about, you know, 50, 60 kids in this room going nuts. The parents just disappeared and just go off to the back somewhere. And I'm left with all these kids. Like,
perfect.
You know, perfect. Right, man. And one of these girls, I always remember one of these girls came up to me, you know, whatever age she was, 15 or whatever. And she looks at me, the name on the front of the thing, right? And she goes, I know you named yourself after Wham. And I went, you know what? I never thought of that. I said, no, I didn't. It's my name. She said, no, it isn't. You're a big Wham fan, aren't you? And I went, no.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, kids,
okay.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Yeah. That's funny.
Wham.
Yeah.
Hey, Ringo, what T-shirt you're sporting there? I see the wings coming up on both sides.
Oh, it's a bike week from Florida.
Nice.
So there you go, folks.
I'm wearing my favorite band, Volbeat. Look at that.
This is 2018, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. So Well, I'm kind of out of sync right now, but every year around December, ish, or sometimes January, or wait a minute, what am I talking about? My cousin takes off around, I think, October, actually, sometimes November, to Florida. So he's a snowbird, right?
Yeah.
So I usually hop on my bike around March, same week as my birthday, actually, and hop on, go down to Florida. And but lately, what I've been doing is actually, I'm on this site called Eagle Riders, which is a rental site for Harleys, and I've got, like, I don't know, I probably have about 30 or 40 ride days now accumulated. But basically, their place is right next to the Orlando airport. So I fly in, quick taxi, like literally 5 minutes to Eagle Riders, and they've got my bike shined up, fueled up, and ready to go. So then I'll take it and gone for a few days, and usually I go out there for about a week. Try and hit
So
up actual.
You rent a bike there, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful ride, but that time of year, the weather's very questionable in Canada, right?
Right.
So you either got a trailer across the border to the Carolinas, or you gotta, you know, do the, Hail Mary, I suppose, and try and get down the I-90. And it's not it's a sketchy trip. So been down that road before at the beginning of the spring, and it's not good. So yeah, I just hop off the plane, travel pretty light,
Yep.
bring my helmet with me, and just wear my riding gear and hop on the bike, and I'm good to go. Love it. Because I mean, to fly over to Florida, you're down there in what, like a few hours, and
Yep.
and yeah, I mean, it's no fuss whatsoever. I mean, the biggest issue for me is the climate change, right? Going from dry climate, because you've just, lived through the Canadian winter, and
Yep.
then all of a sudden, wham, you're into some humidity. But it's around that time of year, it's never really too hot. So it's good. And then I'll go to Bike Week. Me and my cousin Bubba will head down to Daytona Beach. He lives
Yep.
about an hour away. He actually lives between an hour from Daytona and an hour from Orlando. So, but yeah, we got a lot of options down there, right? You can head down to the Keys, hang out at Bite Week. Honestly, what we end up doing, we'll head in the day before Bike Week and check things out, and then we'll park the bikes and we'll head into town, for the evening with a truck, or stay overnight.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, man.
Yeah, party central.
Yeah, I've been out in the snow before on the bike. It's like,
right,
time to get home. Oh, look.
Oh, there's Keisha out there.
Keisha's there too. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wow. We do have more than 2 fans.
Ringo, have you had that shirt as long as Terry's band shirt has been hanging at the dump? Probably.
Cheers.
Get a bit thirsty there.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. That's great. I hope everyone's drinking with us, because that's the whole plan while we play the song.
That's right. Very sociable.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Kilkenny, is that okay? Wait, I don't know if you can see this. Is that not a church or something there?
Yeah,
I don't know. You got to make that up.
Yeah, well, Kilkenny is a county in Ireland.
Oh, with a church.
Yeah, well, there's churches everywhere in Ireland, right? So
yeah, for sure. I'm Irish. Did I tell you that? Yeah.
Kilkenny is also something they do on South Park a lot.
That's right.
They kill Kenny every episode. Yeah. I don't know if they still. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah. So Shauna Hardwick, Good evening, folks. Sorry I'm late. Hope everything is well.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi,
Hey,
Shauna.
Everything's well, but who does your makeup?
That's some. You know what? It looks like almost like henna, but Christmassy. Cool.
Yeah. Look at that, eh? Wow.
That's right. A lot of people are doing some cool stuff at home, right? Like as far as if you're staying indoors and limiting your exposure to other humans, then you know people are doing a lot of creative stuff out there.
Yeah.
Have you been out much? Because I'm finding that a lot of the humans that are out are really crusty. Have you noticed?
In what way?
Yeah,
Like,
somewhat, I guess.
I just find it's not as cheery as it is every year.
No.
The crap that's going out there's kind of kicked everybody in the pants, and it's just not the same.
I think, Heiko, I mean, like depending on where you're going out, like because you're kind of in a smaller town area, but out here in Durham Central, there's no lack of packed parking lots out here. Honestly, it's like, is there social distancing even going on? Yeah, no, it's not good. I mean, the stores have kind of reverted back to controlled spacing and all of that, but I wonder if the shopping carts are even sanitized anymore, because I don't see that extra staff cleaning. I can say the LCBO is really, they seem diligent. They've actually put up partitions between, I was in there a few days ago, and it one sec, guys, I just got distracted. Hey, there's my buddy Cliff out there. Hey, can't drink in Aurelia, Ontario, laugh out loud. Yeah. Make Canada. Yeah, okay. So so actually Cliff is a pretty cool guy. I think I met him in grade 1 or 2 or something like that. I don't know. Can you remember Cliff? But Cliff and I used to have, well, actually Cliff did probably held the record for eating the most amount of hot dogs on Fun Day in our elementary school. So a little flashback.
Nice.
So I think he ate a couple more than I did.
Perfect.
Shauna does her makeup.
Okay. Like I was saying,
Pete Townsend. Pete Townsend, was that the record, George?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Got everybody stumped again. Look at that.
But it is a British artist that fronted a band.
It's a British male.
Yeah.
Okay. Gary no, we already did that one.
He wasn't like in the 70s. I think, I'm not sure when he actually left the band, but he had some massive, stuff that he did when he was in the band, which is a huge band. I'll try and think of a clue to give you the name of the band.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, like you were saying earlier with the shopping carts there, Ringo, up here where we are, they have all the shopping carts lined up, and then when the carts get dropped off, there's somebody that takes them all and cleans them all, and they'll direct you. No, not these carts. Those over there are clean.
Yeah, like they're
really diligent here. It's very good. It's excellent. They do a good job.
It's good to see, right? It's just Central Durham right now is just honestly being a red zone. It's the traffic is very heavy. The parking lots at the major outlets are really full. You go in where before there was very rigid rules and people sort of guiding you through, and hey, stay your distance. It just doesn't seem to be the case right now. So everybody's holiday shopping, right? And but you know what? Wear your masks. I'm still seeing people out there with their masks pulled down below their nose and thinking that that's acceptable. It's not. Honestly, yeah.
To be honest, out here, I mean, like, not everyone seems to be, following the protocols. I mean, I've not seen any of that, like
but see, if you look at it, and I don't want to get into politics or nothing like that, but it's so effing simple, right? Keep 6 feet away from everybody else. Put your mask over your nose and your mouth, and sanitize your freaking hands on your way in and on your way out. Like, it's so easy. So when you see the morons that aren't wearing the mask properly, or all this, that's exactly what they are. They're just freaking morons. They're stupid. They don't want to be part of the system. They're just absolutely dumb people, right? Because any kid, you tell a kid, put the mask over your nose and your mouth, and they do it. Sanitize your hand. They do it. It's so simple. So there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse.
I guess the other thing there is that kids, right? We don't know, like, we're all, you hear these stories about, hey, this is my bubble. And, but then when it comes to kids, you've got layers of risk there that, are they truly stepping up and owning their bubbles? And the best that you can hope for is they are hanging with the same group of friends. But it's almost like STDs, right? Honestly, you don't know where those friends have been, and so on and so on. And so anyway, you know what though? I think, George, you said about not being in the Christmas spirit. I think you should be as diligent as you possible, but we can't live in fear at all, right? This is something that,
try not to.
I'm enjoying it. Christmas holidays is coming up, and been watching a lot of baking shows, and
what kind of baking?
Like competitions,
like with flour and eggs and shit, or with weed?
No weed, but
okay.
That would be an interesting. Heiko, maybe we put on a baking show just about that. But I've been, and then I've gone a couple of times actually in probably within a week, and bought all of these baking goods like cannolis and tiramisu and all of this stuff. And so
you're into I'm not the desserts. I see.
I'm not even putting on any weight. So, but I've been working hard in the garage most nights, right? So. But it's you got to get into the spirit though, George. Maybe we'll have to get together. We'll do a socially distanced get together or something.
Last Tuesday I went to see Nick at Downforce Detailing. Plug.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah.
And he's got 2 units in his shop, and we're in one unit. And I brought the car in. He stores my snow tires there, or winter tires.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And he's changing them. We're having a chat, having a beer. But he's on that side of the shop, and I'm on this side of the shop, and we both got our masks on for the entire 3 hours we were there. It's we do it. You just have to do what you have to do.
I know.
So actually,
it's just very weird.
I'm going to try and get my. I'll call down. Maybe I'd ask Nick, see if I can get my truck scheduled in, but he's got to really keep that on the down low because it's an absolute mess right now. I've been hunting. I've been it's a sloppy mess. A hot mess, but it's a sloppy mess.
You should see some of the things he's cleaned up. I've seen them.
I can imagine.
Now that you bring that up, let's have a look at Downforce Detailing.
That's a fast commercial.
That is a great commercial, though. It's like wham, right to the point. And if you go on the Heikadelic show.com, there's a link to their site and some pictures of before and after shots. They also have pretty great packages there. So if you get a chance and you're in the area, or even if you're not in the area, do some shopping out here and drop your car off for a bit.
Get your vehicle cleaned up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they're on Valencia Road in just off Park Road, just near the GM plant, just around that area.
Oh yeah.
So Cliffy's saying they're idiots, and I think he's referring to all of the people I was talking about that aren't paying attention to social distancing, right?
Yeah, that's what we call them up here too. We call them idiots.
Idiots. Okay. Robbie Robertson. Is that your cover? Your backside?
No, it's British. It's a British artist.
Okay.
Wow.
So you don't have
Lead
Robbie
guitarist,
Robertson.
writer from a massive band through the
David
70s
Bowie.
into the
Let's just
80s.
say.
Well, you know what, George? No one has guessed it yet.
Yeah.
So why don't you throw out your second trivia question too?
Okay. All right.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this one. We'll do the three of a kind. This is Metallica, Nirvana, and the Black Crowes. Metallica have got an album called Death Magnet.
Right.
Nirvana, Nevermind. We all know. And the Black Crowes, Amorica. What do all those three acts and albums have in common? Oh, it's a tough week this week.
Yeah.
There's complaints that everything was too easy last week, so I've gone the other way this week.
I think I might know this.
And albums. That's wow.
Yeah. I'll even well, actually, the albums is kind of part of the whole thing, so not to make it too difficult.
Holy shit, Ringo! Did you eat 22 hot dogs?
I'm not sure what. Like, it would have been grade 7 or grade 8 because we ate a lot of hot dogs. I see. Cliff's got a better memory than me. Actually, he's got way better memory than I have. So he's probably right. And
wow.
Yeah. So
because I did it once too, way back. I did the hot dog eating contest, and they were on buns with mustard and ketchup. I ate 16.
So he's saying I'll eat 25 hot dogs over Christmas. Well, I will say that the other day I did have 3 hot dogs, right? So yeah. But like, hey, for whatever reason, I'm not really. Derek's looking for another hint out there. So.
Okay. Let me think.
He said George Harrison. He said George Harrison.
No, it's not George. Good guesses though. These I would never have thought of these myself.
Craig saying Jimmy Page.
No, not Jimmy Page. Well, another good guess. Wow, these are really good guesses.
Yeah, because you were saying big bands, they did their own thing. Like these guys are coming up with good shit.
Yeah.
So, Cliff is saying the same producer
for the 3 albums.
Oh, that's close.
Wow,
it's close. So you're getting warm.
They all had the same mom.
No, same manager.
No, not the same manager.
Wow.
Producer. Same recorded by. Same recording artist, or not artist, but
it's to do with the recording. It's to do
same recording studio.
Yeah,
same recording studio, Sound City Studios.
Hey, I get half of that.
Yeah, I'll give you half.
That's right.
You can have half. I had no idea.
give you the full works. We'll give you the light as well.
Cheers. Yes.
All right, we need a
good one.
I think we need a little cheers on that one, George. So
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, great! Another. I get that. Speaking of drinks, I had
almost out here.
Oh, there you almost out. So you're gonna have to show us how to do the Kilkenny.
I'll go and get me Kilkenny.
All right, you do that.
Okay.
All right. Oh
yeah,
we're alone now.
I know. I was talking to someone just the other day, and they're just bashing eggnog. Oh, you know.
Why?
Well, that's what I said. I said, if you don't like eggnog, you're not making it right.
No, you got to have a little nutmeg and a little. Although people are allergic to nutmeg, but a little nutmeg and a whole lot of rum.
See, I find it has to be a dark rum.
Yeah.
Not just regular. It's got to be dark rum, and then you put a little bit of nutmeg on top. Like we use the actual nut and shave it. And yes, some people don't like nutmeg. I suggest try cinnamon. Cinnamon works excellent too.
Okay, so if you guys have that down to a science, I'll wait for the invite because I love eggnog.
Do you? I
But
make mine even a little more special. I use the dark rum, and the way
Yep.
you like to make your drink, that's how I make your eggnog. But then I put the nutmeg on it, and I also put in a little bit of coffee liqueur. Oh my
all
God.
right,
It just puts it up a little notch. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So we're going to have an eggnog party. What do you think of that?
yeah, Saturday. Let's do it.
Saturday. And we'll record it, and then we'll put it on our website.
We could do that. It's funny, speaking of recording things, not back to the whole social distancing for a second, but there's a lot of people putting out videos and stuff, home videos, commercial videos, in fact, where it's like they're doing nothing to promote social distancing. Like they'll have masks on as a group, and then all of a sudden, they've got all these other shots where they're like practically making out with somebody. And it's like, okay, you're all part of a big bubble.
Shit, we forgot.
Right. And then the numbers, clearly well over 10, right? So come on, folks, we're in red. Don't be, that stupid. But yeah. And what was that? Somebody was asking me about, George. So George, well, anyway, we'll talk about him because he's not here. But he does a lot of DJ, actual like DJ sessions out at clubs, and so pre-COVID, he was doing that quite a lot, and he's just so passionate about that. It's really quite unbelievable. But I've had people kind of see us now on the show. And then they'll message me on Facebook, and it's like, that's the same George that played at XYZ club. And I like, yeah, absolutely. And, so people are kind of really anxious to get back to that. And unfortunately, DJing is very, at a club, I mean, it's very, you're mingling, you're in big social gatherings. So it's difficult, but, we're once we get all of our details worked out on the network and stuff like that, we're going to be hosting George and his like a Atomic Ballroom show. So that'll be a lot of fun. Speak of the devil, it looks like he's back. Hey George, we were just talking about you.
The devil incarnate, yeah. Right, actually, here it is.
So are you going to teach us how to pour a Kilkenny now?
Oh wow! Hey, look at that. We're samesies.
That's right.
Yeah.
What are the chances? What are the chances? Now the thing is, don't try this at home, kids. Right, but it's going to go into a Guinness glass.
Oh God! What have you done?
Can't do that, George. Can't do that.
Well, I'll make up for it when I've had my Kilkenny. I'll go and get a Guinness and show you how we pour a Guinness as well. How's that?
Will you actually drink?
I don't have
any. Will you actually drink it that fast?
What, this?
Yeah.
Nectar of the gods, for heaven's sakes.
All right.
I've been jogging a lot this past week, so I'm all right for a few extra calories.
Good for you.
I'm all right.
Good for you.
All right, so Genuine Can of Kill. We should get sponsored by these people, shouldn't we? Really?
Yeah. No kidding, eh?
I mean, other beers are available, right? Okay. So we open it. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let it breathe a little.
Yeah.
And then
hits you. Oh, yeah. Lift it a little higher. So you're pouring it really slow.
Slow. Yeah, definitely pour it slow. Pour it slowly. Keep it as horizontal as you can for as long as you can. And can you see the suds?
Well, usually if I can't keep it horizontal, then
there's a problem.
There is. There you go. Oh, it's all in there. And now
so lift
seconds.
It up higher. Yeah, lift it up higher, a little higher.
Give it a few. Yeah. How's that? Can you see that?
There.
Give it a few seconds. Can you see it all rising to the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wait. You're waiting now till it settles. You don't get stuck into it straight away. Excuse the Guinness logo. But there you go.
It reminds you of Guinness because Guinness does the same thing.
It does exactly the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have a Kilkenny glass in the bar,
yeah.
So we're getting there.
Cheers to everyone else that's watching, and you have now learned that Guinness and Kilkenny both are not real beer.
Look at the size of that head. Look at the size of that head.
What, the one in the glass or the one behind the man with the microphone?
Both.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I've lost my chip. Oh, there you go. It's difficult multitasking, but here we go. And then.
Damn.
Breakfast of champions, that is.
Isn't it a wonderful thing?
That's how you get in the Christmas spirit. A few Kilkennys down here, be all right.
Yep. Kilkennys and some eggnog.
Oh, yeah.
You like eggnog too?
Oh,
we were talking about it when you were off the air, and I'm going to have to make some eggnog for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've done a lot of different things for people to try. If you get a short, wide glass, you can also put splashes of liqueurs in your eggnog, and you don't stir it. You do like I've done like a mint liqueur, so you get like a green swirl.
Yeah.
And I've done forget what it was now, but it was red as well, like a cherry brandy or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Or you can get coffee liqueur, and you put like swirls in it. You just kind of go boop with the bottle and stop, and then as you're drinking it, you get these little hints of mint or chocolate or something,
Yeah. I mean, you don't feel like you're having a drink, but it's great. I mean, I'm a beer drinker, but I like things now and again. I love something like that. But talking to cherry brandy, that was my mum's favorite tipple. Decayper cherry brandy. And as a kid, every birthday, every Christmas, you know what I mean, I'd go and get her a bottle of Decayper. Even as a kid, I used to do it, right? Yeah.
And see, I was introduced to apricot brandy.
Yes, she had that. Used to have that the odd time.
Yeah,
I think Decayper is Dutch. I don't know if it's around here, but I remember you used to get it in England. It's actually
what do they call that in England? The little thing they put in a baby's mouth, the little sucky. What do they call that?
A
dummy. My parents used to dip the soother in apricot brandy.
Yeah.
So I was having that shit when I was a couple months old.
That's how it all started. Yeah.
Woo!
It's like downhill from there, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Cliff is telling us we need to hit detox in the new year.
Yes. Yeah, we should do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I think Cliff should just stop right there. We don't do detox, okay?
He actually, I don't want to get into all of what he does for a living, but he does work in that field. So. Yeah.
So is he inviting us over? In other words, then?
Yeah,
he's gonna have a little get together for the boys at the station.
Yeah. He actually works in the crisis management.
It could be like a challenge for last man standing, literally. Who can stay away from the drink?
Well, actually, anybody working in that field right now, not to get dramatic here, it's a difficult time of year, right? For a lot of people, and anxiety is high, and coupled with uncertainty around COVID and all of that, and maybe you have some people that are at high risk, and you're real concerned about, but. Not to turn this into an infomercial at all, but there are a lot of resources out there, and reach out to friends. Cliff's busier than ever right now. I mean, this is the time of season where he has to deal with a lot of situations out there. But thank goodness for people like him. Not to lighten up detox. It's had to work with some people this year, in fact, that to try and get them into detox, and it's not easy, right? You have to want to do it, and so it's really up to the individual, right?
That's key right there, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, so Derek was explaining. He said to us, let me just go back to his comment. You killed Kenny, you bastard. South Park reference. So
yes.
I texted him back and said, no explanation necessary. So Kenny on South Park, which if you're not familiar with, is a cartoon comedy. It's very adult oriented. And at the end, there's one of the characters, Kenny, and they kill him off every episode. Every episode at the end of the episode. So
yeah.
So
it's Canadian. It's a Canadian cartoon. It's full of filth, and a lot of American people love it. And I still remember when it first came out here, even our own Canadian networks, there was I believe it was channel 57 at the time, was the one that first picked it up. They said they were going to take it. And after that was out, everybody was fighting for it. And then the American people were all trying to watch South Park as well, right? It was hilarious. And it took 3 years before it finally came out in the US. Yeah, but they were screaming for it.
Well, it's amazing how things do, maybe they don't fly initially, and maybe that's promotion, I'm not sure. But South Park is a hit. And the other thing too is Trailer Park Boys, right? I mean,
I was just going to mention Trailer Park Boys as well.
East
but
Coast,
I think South Park is still running, if I'm not mistaken. They're like 20-something seasons in, aren't they?
Oh yeah, like they just continue. And, well, I mean, look at the producers in it too. I mean, they're just hilarious, and they mock everything out there. And where we kind of like don't try not to overstep certain bounds, they just run the whole gauntlet, right? So
have you seen the South Park COVID episode?
No, I haven't.
Oh my! You know what? Google it and watch it. Okay. They have an actual episode on COVID. It's way out there, man. Holy crap! But the other shows, the Americans are just screaming now for Letterkenny. Have you ever watched Letterkenny?
Oh, I've seen pretty much all the episodes. Yeah,
I have. I have every single episode. I've watched everything like probably 3 or 4 times.
Well, I have an affinity for it because it actually it's filmed in my hometown, which is Sudbury.
I was going to say it's filmed up in your stomping grounds, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of likeness. In fact, the where their house is, I pretty sure I know where that house is, and the references that they make, they've really captured a lot of Sudbury. But if they were going for that, it's just we're Northerners, we're a little different than everyone else, but I was thrilled to see it. And there's one of the earlier episodes, I think in season 1 or the first season. There's a bar that they're always going to drink at, but the outside of it is the Star Tavern, and that was actually the first bar that I played in, and I think I was probably 15 or 16 years old, and played in a band, and we played live there. So it was thrilling to see that. And they left the logo too, the Star Tavern. But if you go up there now, the Star is actually, it was closed down, and maybe they use it periodically for filming, but it's all kind of boarded up and everything. But a lot of good times there that I can remember, and some I can't. So
that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh yeah. And like if you look at like say Trailer Park Boys, right? Again, another East Coast sort of flavor to it, and funny to watch. There's a lot of kind of even though it's a lot of poking fun and doing some weird humor stuff, there's a little hint of realism in it that
they're absolutely enjoyed. Yep. So absolutely.
But the guy, so there's the guy who loves hamburgers on that show. He was shacked up with Mr. Leahy for a while.
Burger Boy. He's got the big gut.
Yeah. So I had the pleasure of partying with him one time at the old music hall. But anyway, it was pretty good. He's crazy in real life as well as on the set. But they honestly, it's kind of I don't want to compare us to them, but it's just doing what they do. I wonder how much of it is actually script, tightly scripted, because they're all great actors on their own. Like, look at Bubbles. I mean, he's multi-talented. He's a great musician, and he's goofy on the show, right? And it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's Canadian, right? It's got the Canadian flavor in it. So
it's funny too. Like a lot of people have gotten them to watch Letterkenny, and they sit and they stare at the TV a lot, because Letterkenny, you really have to listen, because it's ongoing, it's quick humor, and it's boom, 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 right? So if you sit there and stop or laugh or this or that, you miss the next part. It's hilarious. That's why I watch the episodes over and over again, because there's so much crap that you miss, right?
Yeah, for sure. So Shauna and Derek are challenging. They think one of those is not Canadian, it's American. It's probably I wonder if it's like Trailer Park Boys is American, because they're so close to the. I don't know. Yeah, if clarify that, one of you guys, Derek or Shauna. It's you're probably talking about Trailer Park Boys, I'm guessing, but there's been a lot of Canadian cameos in it as well.
Speaking of beer, George, can you help me out here?
I can help you out.
Yeah.
Here we go. Cheers.
And also, talking to helping out, guys wanted a few more clues as to who made this album.
I was going to say we should get back onto these, because
I'll give you a clue. The guy, the band he left, when he was in the band that he left, when he first joined, the band was formed in the mid-60s, I think, and the original guitarist writer left, and this guy replaced him. The guy that replaced his name was Syd Barrett. Barrett.
Sid.
Oh, shit. I know that name.
Sid Vicious?
No, Syd Barrett. I know that name. Damn.
You got me on that.
Syd Barrett.
Damn.
Yeah, he went a bit doolally, as we say.
Yeah.
Where I
from. Hey, thanks, Cliff. Randy was the guy, the burger guy.
Yeah. Randy. Syd Barrett.
Oh, okay. So Sean is saying it's South Park that's American. So, okay. Yeah. So thanks for correcting us on that, because the writers are American. Some of them are, anyway. I don't know if they all are.
Right.
Yes.
So, and
but
Trailer
I believed
Park.
It was. Oh, maybe it was Trailer Park Boys, but I thought it was aired first in Canada.
It may have been.
We're gonna have to look. We're gonna have to look that shit up.
A success out there, nonetheless, right?
Mm.
Derek's saying Pink Floyd.
That's the band.
And Roger Waters.
Roger Waters, I think. Yes, it is.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Derek comes through again. Look at that. Roger Waters.
Cool.
And this album was called Radio Chaos, which is a pretty cool album, actually. It's like a concept album. It just flows from track to track. It's really interesting. You should check it out. It's about a guy from Wales in England who taps into a radio station in Hollywood, Los Angeles, and gets a rapport going with this DJ, and it all takes off from there. Yeah, Roger Waters is correct. From
nicely done. Wow.
Yeah, well done, Derek. Get the light, and we'll get you some sound effects on as well there. Hang on.
Yeah. You got to make him feel like he wants something.
We spare no expense here on the Heikadelic show.
Derek, pick up your drink. I'm going to toast you right now. Well done, buddy.
I will play that for him as well. Hang on. I've lost it. Hang on, I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Cheers, Derek.
Cheers, buddy.
And we still have got the End Is Nigh to come a bit later on.
Yeah, I think Derek is redeeming himself because remember the other week there, Craig kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
So he's been studying.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's not going to get me again.
Right, now he's been doing his homework. Next week's album, Derek, I have to assure you, you'll be able to see it because I've already done the clip for it. So, and it's a dead easy one. So,
yeah,
it's whoever's going to be fastest on the buzzer next week or on the keyboard, whichever.
Yep. Quickest with their thumbs.
Yep. Absolutely. Really easy one.
Or what was that say? 88 fingers. Who is that? Who did they call 88 fingers?
88 fingers.
Come on, you got to remember this one. 88 fingers.
Fingers.
Elton John? I don't know.
No. You know, there's 88. There's 88 keys on a piano, right?
Oh, okay.
So
Chuck Berry.
They called him 88 fingers.
Little Richard.
It was Fred Flintstone.
88 fingers. Right. Yeah, okay,
remember?
Fred or in French, it's Fred Caillou.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Good old Fred.
So Cliffy says, I know Trailer Park Boys is filmed in Nova Scotia because I have military friends from Chemmy, Ringo, that live close to the film spot. So Chemmy being Chelmsford, Ontario, which is right next to, kind of in the zone where Letterkenny's filmed.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing though, like how in Canada, like we're kind of like Hollywood North, right? When you think about it, because like over by my house, the Ringo Ranch, there's I live kind of in between amongst like 1, 2, 3, almost 4 golf courses, and it's pretty interesting. So one of the golf courses, one of the bigger ones, there last week there was the entire parking lot was full of film trailers, right? So
okay.
And then I don't know, you guys might have seen it up on I think it's 7. There's this really picturesque church off the road, and every year they, you know, it's in some kind of a Christmas special. They were filming up there, but again, I you know, as far as social distancing, I sort of question that because there's rows and rows and rows of cars on this cornfield or whatever, and they're very close together, and then there's a nest of site trailers around, and so I'm wondering, like, if you look at the number of cars out there, which had to be, I'm thinking 50 or more, and then you look at the trailers, it's like I can't see how everybody's 6 feet apart, right? But I'm not whining about it, but it is.
I think you should get your Ringo ass out there and wear a security uniform and check shit out. Make sure they're doing it properly.
You know what? I'll do that. I'll do a live remote, and then you know, that would be good. Yeah, I need some backup.
If things go for shit, then you call George and I. We'll come as your backup.
Well, you could do that. I might ask Derek to come along with me. I mean, he could. You know, he could probably watch my back, or I could, you know, watch his or something like that.
Well, if it's super serious, we'll need Derek because we need someone to stand through the sunroof to use the machine gun, right? So
right, exactly. We'll mount my saw in one of my golf carts. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Actually, talking
I wear my binoculars.
Talking of film locations, you just reminded me, we used to live on Westney Road in Ajax, just at the 401 when we first came here.
Yeah.
And further up Westney Road, just above Highway 2, but below Taunton Road, there was a friend of ours, well, it was Lizzie's friend who lived there, and there was like this barn, and it was constantly being used. I didn't know this. I was told all this, and we actually went there, obviously, when we knew them. But it had been used in lots of movies. And the one I remember actually saying, really, to Maureen, and I said, like, you know, said, it's such a movie, it's in such a movie and such a movie, but it's right in the beginning of this movie. So I went and rented this movie just to look at the barn in the movie. And but the movie, you guys have probably heard of it, was, I think it was called Youngblood with Rob Lowe. It's a hockey movie. Really good movie, actually, in the end, you know, as well as the barn scene right at the beginning, because he was supposed to live in the house and the barn. But
Right.
yeah, young
Okay.
blood. It's like from the mid '80s. But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's
That was
funny
like
because
my indoctrination into things Canadian. Yeah.
I had a
Yeah,
buddy
cool.
in Oshawa. He lived right beside that manor there that's on Simcoe and Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not Simcoe and Adelaide. There's a big manor there.
Further up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. I forget the name. But he would call us all the time because if we went to his house, up to the second story balcony, you could actually look over the fence because you see
Yeah.
all the lights and shit are on. And
Yeah.
I saw Jackie Chan there, and
Wow.
we saw wasn't Stallone, but it was someone doing action shit like that too. Because they have this big, long rectangular pond
Yeah.
with like different terraces going up, and they shoot so much stuff there. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Adam Sandler shot there, and it's he's got like, I think it was like Back to School or something. But anyway, he's a rich kid, and in his
Yeah.
backyard he's got like a wave runner or Sea-Doo in the middle of his pool, and that was the actual site they did that on.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Right on.
Crazy.
Very
That's
cool
pretty
stuff.
cool. Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking about movies. I was talking with you on Friday night when we were just having a chat, and I said, like, normally on a Friday night I'd be playing a bar, right? But I was actually grocery shopping at like 9 o'clock in the evening because it's quiet. And I drove past. I used to go like at least once, on average, twice a week to the movies, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
And I just thought I'd drive past the movie theater, our local movie theater, and it was so surreal because all the lights are on around the building, but in the parking lot there wasn't a single car. And I thought, my Friday night's weird, but thinking of like the movie theaters and how they're coping with all this,
Yeah.
nothing. It was just
Well,
like
I've seen
ghost
that
town.
too. I know.
It's crazy.
I was just in Newmarket again the other day, and they got a giant movie theater there. We go there. Well, we did go there often, and it's just like it's been dead for what?
Yeah,
3/4 of a year
down,
now.
Right, they're all closed.
Yeah. And
yeah.
what do you do if you
know.
own that building? Because I imagine the taxes are huge, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know how many are actually going to open the doors. I mean, they opened briefly. I mean, a lot of theaters did, and have like certain shows, right? But then they were shut down again.
Yeah.
And went into the red zone.
Well, and look at places like Wonderland, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Horrible.
They spent so much money putting all those new rides in every year, and they're closed. It's like
Yeah. But I was talking to somebody about that back in the summer, and they said Wonderland were even prepared for that. They said we can survive like one summer of this, but if it carries on like, next year, well then we're in trouble.
Well, it bleeds a lot of the anything that they bankrolled away for development, or that's why a lot of companies they're just stuck in survival mode right now. They can't even advance. So Derek says he's got our back with a 16-inch 7-pound dildo. It knocks with one hit. The stage prop. I got to see that actually.
Didn't he have that on one of our shows? He had that on one of our shows.
Right. That's true. I don't know if it was that one. I think he's probably got a whole selection actually.
Wow. And what does he do with all these?
I don't know, but he clarified. So the McLaughlin Manor is what we've been talking about.
McLaughlin Manor.
Billy Madison was filmed in Canada. So
okay, yeah.
Thank God our fans are a little more well educated than we are on topics that we just throw out without any detail. So
but see, this is why it's awesome, because we just talk about shit and our fans join in and they correct us, say, "No, you idiot, this was here."
That's right.
That's why we exist, because of them. So that's great.
We love you all, man. It's awesome.
I think they should show up to when we're back to a studio environment and a bring your own drink type of scenario, and bring us some too.
Yeah, bring ours as well while you're at it.
Exactly. I think that would work.
You
If it's
bring
not
your
too
most
much trouble.
favorite drink, the best drink you know, the one you like, and you have to make one for each of us, and we'll all
That's
drink
right.
together.
We'll
That's
sample
right.
them. We'll give you our opinions, our
And
expert
then
opinions.
the people that make the best drink get a prize at the end.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
A phantom prize. Yeah.
Yeah. They get to watch all the
Heiko, you
classics.
mentioned Newmarket there, and the
Yes.
first time I came here to Canada was 1980. It was on vacation.
Yeah.
And there used to be a drive. I wouldn't know where it was, but I know for sure
drive-in.
there was a drive-in theatre there.
Yep.
In Newmarket.
Okay.
And in England, I mean, this is 1980, right? So this is an English boy coming over for like 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it was. Yep. I thought I've got to do a drive-in theatre because we don't have them. You know, I don't think we have them even now. Yeah, no, we just didn't have them. And I thought I've got to get that experience. And I went twice actually in the summer of 1980. And the first drive-in movie I ever saw was Xanadu. I don't know if you know. It was like
really?
Yeah, that was the first drive-in movie I ever saw.
Xanadu.
Yeah.
Okay, George. Yeah.
So hey, I'm not ashamed. I've got nothing to hide.
Do you remember?
And then the following week, they re-released Close Encounters with like an extended ending. That was the other one. So I saw two. I saw a special edition of Close Encounters of the Third Kind and
really
Xanadu. Yeah.
Do you happen to remember? Was the theater? It's not directly in Newmarket. It was in Sharon. Do you remember that?
Because I have no idea. It was a long time ago. It's like
it's
40 years ago, right?
Outside of
40
Newmarket.
Years ago, you just reminded me. Yeah.
That theater is still there, the drive-in, and it was still active before
it was pretty
COVID
big.
hit.
There's a lot of people there. Yeah. Just thought 40 years then, right? 1980, 40 years. And as we were talking before we came on air, tomorrow, December the 8th, 1980, was when John Lennon was assassinated 40 years ago.
Wow.
That's tomorrow.
There's a little bit of music trivia.
Yeah. So
like what are the what have you heard any conspiracy theories about that, George?
About Lennon?
Yeah.
Not about Lennon, no. I've heard there's conspiracy theories about Elvis and people like that, and Jim Morrison, aren't they?
Well, I was watching something earlier this week about how Elvis was reported in different locations, but a couple in particular, some really big hit movies that were being filmed. They say he was on the set,
right.
But then, of course, after they, interviewed directors and all of that stuff and producers, they said, if Elvis was there, we'd know it. So, but it's there's a lot of interesting things out there. I mean, I think Elvis is alive and well in my voice of an angel, right? I mean, but I do remember when Elvis died, and I had a big poster. Like that was the only artist poster I had in my room because he was the king, and I was soon to become king as well. All he had to do was pass on, right? So pass on the throne.
The king, yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think obviously Elvis could potentially sense that there was someone vying for the throne, and
he's leaving it in good hands, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Exactly. So, but I had the shot. It's a very famous one where he's wearing the leather jacket, and he's probably in one of his best physical conditions before the Dunkin' Donuts and all of his other kind of going downhill. But it was I was pretty emotional actually, and I can't remember how old I was. I can't even think back that far, but
that was 1977.
Yeah, and
August
then
16th,
I remember 16th. All the ladies in the neighborhood were so upset. All the women.
Well, I mean, I was forced to watch all those movies like Beach Blanket Bingo, or was that, or I don't know, all of those Elvis movies.
He made so many movies. And you know what? They were fun to watch. I watched them.
Yeah.
They were
They
good.
were, because they had this sort of musical spin to them.
They
Right?
had his tunes in it, and there was lots of chicks in him, and whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It was
like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, often I thought about becoming an Elvis impersonator, and I thought, why do it? Just start my own gig, right? Be myself, and earn that throne. So, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, actually, talking about the ladies being upset, I'll tell you, I remember it was August 16th, 1977, because in England we're 5 hours ahead of you, right? So it was already the next day, it was the 17th, when we got the news.
Mm-hmm.
And Mrs. George, the lovely Liz, I was expecting our first son, right, at the time. And when the music, and she was a huge Elvis fan, right? And when she heard it on the radio, actually, that day, the 17th, in England, it put her into labour. And our son was, it actually kicked, it just got so emotional. I ended up a few hours later driving into the hospital, and that was it. And Adam was born on the 18th, so I always remember those dates. So
nice.
That's the effect. Like, she was upset, but she also kicked off her labour. So there you go.
See, and it's
she tells that story a lot better than I do, but she tells it a lot better than I do. But that's basically it.
Cliffy was saying, I was 11 back then, so he's done the math. He knows how old I am.
He's good at math. Wow.
Well, I think we're probably the same age, give or take. I mean, other than the fact that, anyway, just put Cliff and I in a room with a lot of hot dogs.
And you're good to go?
Right? Yeah.
Okay, George and I are going to hang out with all the hot chicks. You guys can have the hot dogs.
There you go.
That'd be a sausage party for sure.
Hey, you know what's funny, George? You reminded me of something. You said England's 5 hours ahead, right?
Yeah.
Well, my buddy, one of my friends from way back, he was English, and he went back home. And I told him, I said, when you get there, I said, you phone me, and I'll tell you what the lottery numbers are, and then you buy the lottery numbers, and we're going to be millionaires.
That's right.
Why hasn't anybody else thought of this yet?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Right? It's like, come on, you're 5 hours ahead.
Why does it not work? Yeah,
I don't know.
In time. Yeah,
it just didn't work. I don't know.
No, it's definitely not going to work. However,
Cliff,
I do.
Cliff, do the math for us, Cliff. Why didn't it work? Come on, tell us. Oh man. So, have you seen any crazy shopping people lately?
Oh yes.
I know,
And I don't know. I don't even want to.
People have their masks on. They got their heads down, and they're just going. I gotta get my shit and get out of here.
Yeah, nobody follows the arrows, right? And then I'm trying to I'm looking down at the arrows, so I'm passing things that I should be stopping to see, and then I screwed up, right? I was heading the wrong way. Oh my God, I got such a dirty look from this old lady, right? And I can only imagine the expression on her face because she had her mask on under her nose, right? Yeah. I felt like saying, listen, you know what?
It's morons like you.
Yeah, I just came down here to see why you have your mask off, but I didn't. I screwed up. Yeah. But it's a lot going on.
I find even I don't go out in the afternoon shopping or anything like that. I'll go at 8, 9, 10 at night when it's quiet.
Oh yeah.
So you avoid those problems if you can.
Yes.
And even when the store is virtually empty, a handful of people in there, and they've got enter exit at the end of the aisles, and the arrows going in. I'm going. Oh, I'm going this aisle. I need potatoes, but they're halfway up, and this is the exit. I end up going the long way, and there's nobody there, one person. But I thought I'll do. Yeah. I'll go all the long way around.
When it's busy,
no one there.
When it's really busy, I turn around and I walk backwards with the cart in front of me.
Yeah,
and no one ever says anything.
Yeah, it's fun. You can have fun with it too, right? So
of course,
you have to. If you can't laugh, well then.
And this is what I've said to a lot of people lately. They're all strung out and tense. And I say, you know what? you still have to enjoy yourself. You still have to have fun. And it's very, very important that people still socialize. But just do it. Just do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take those precautions, and you can still go out with your friends, and you can still go out have get-togethers outside, sit around a campfire, sit 6 feet apart, right? Like, come on, like it's so simple.
I see a lot of people doing parking lot get-togethers at, like, say, Tim Hortons and stuff like that, and I think that's really cool because they pull up, and it's in some of the strip mall parking lots as well. So they'll pull up their car or truck or whatever. They pull some lawn chairs off, but they've already gone through a drive-through and gotten food, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little chilly out, but I think I've even seen people bring out like blankets and stuff like that. But they'll sit there, they'll have their food, they're socially distanced, they're having their social time, and I think that's brilliant. Like, we got to do more of that, and less of eating indoors, because that eating indoors thing, I don't understand it. Like, I've had a good friend of mine shut down their pub because they don't have a big food service, and it's all about really alcohol sales, and it's difficult because they did everything to try and social distance patrons. But I was in a place recently, actually trying to get into a place that was close to my office, and they were only allowing 10 people in, and I think this establishment has a cap of over 100 people, right? Maybe 150, and it's a chain. So there's a lot of they got to do a lot of sales to pay the rent, and this limitation is just so frustrating. And I'm not saying not do it. I mean, we're in red for a reason. It's because the small stuff that happens out there, but not wearing your mask, not being socially distancing, is causing this catastrophic. It's like a domino effect. All of a sudden now the restaurants are being forced to close or down to 10, and you can't keep a place open with 10 people, even on a rotation, and people waiting to get in. Like, you can't make a reservation. So what are you going to do? Stand out in the cold in northern Canada? Doesn't make any sense, right?
No.
But I mean, I was heartened this past weekend because in England, because I follow soccer, there was actually fans in the stadium. There was I think it's 2,000. It depends how big the stadium's here, but there was like a race show or whatever. But it was, and I watched a few matches over the weekend, and it was great to see real life supporters back in the stadiums on the seats chanting. So, slowly, there's a glimmer on the horizon, and I think they start, was it today, Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday, I think the actual first people start getting vaccinated over there. So, give it time.
See, if every single person would do their part with the sanitizer and the mask, I think we would all get back to some sort of normality a hell of a lot quicker, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So everybody out there, do your part.
That's right. I mean, I think they were in the UK, I think most of Europe too. I think they were on lockdown for like 4 weeks up till, I think it ended on the 2nd of December or something like that. So, hopefully it's working. It's going to get better, and by, spring,
See, it's funny, up where I am, everything's still really normal. We can go and eat in at a restaurant. You have to wear your mask in the restaurant until you're seated, and actually until your drinks come to the table. You still have to wear your mask. You order your drinks, you look at your menus. When your drinks finally come to the table, then you can take your mask off. And if you have to leave your table for any reason, bathroom, whatever, you put your mask back on and go do your thing. And
I mean, it's not hard to do, really.
And the businesses here are not suffering. Yes, not every single table is full. It's like every second table, but then they don't need as much staff. They're still doing business, and people are still going out and enjoying themselves. And I wish they could learn that in the city, because in Toronto, it's a clusterfuck. Because you have, like Ringo said, you have these people, they got their mask under their nose because I can't breathe. And there too, there was a big thing where they proved, they went to gyms and they had people wear masks, and they checked their oxygen saturation in their lungs. They checked everything, and they said there is absolutely no reason why you can't wear a mask and exercise. It has zero effect on your body.
So, I find that I've gotten so used to wearing it. It's like it doesn't bother me at all. It did at first. It was uncomfortable, right? But
it's a bitch when you're in the grocery store and you got to pick your nose, though. You kind of,
yeah, of course,
turn around and hide it, but it's all good. It's all good.
How do you eat the hot dogs at Costco anymore, right? I don't know. But actually, no, I guess they only do takeout now. I haven't been in a Costco since pre-COVID, right? So I'm not really sure.
I was just in Costco 2 days ago, but I did not go to the restaurant area. We just went in, shopped, and left.
Yeah.
But
I do have a little. I have a. Go ahead, Hike. Sorry. Yeah.
Did you have to line up? Was there a lineup? I've not been there. Was there a lineup outside?
No, it was great.
Okay. Right.
No. The big Costco, like the one in Newmarket, it's totally different. We won't go there because it's just chaos. So we go to a smaller, more northern town, and you know what we found too? It's so different because people actually still talk to each other. They talk to you. They're friendly. It's just such a different environment. It's not like the big city. Yeah. So, it's sad the way people are, but I understand too. There's a lot of stresses. People still aren't working. It's Christmas. All that shit, right? We feel it. Everybody feels it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just do your best.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not
well, I have a little.
Comes to worse. Oh, go ahead.
I have a little mini rant, and I guess we're going to wrap up shortly. But the so what I've noticed though is now that we've gone into red, I don't know if it's a stipulation, but I've been in okay, and I don't want to stereotype because that would be wrong, but I think like more Scarborough, Markhamish area. I found that I've gone out there a couple of times, and I found that the Timmy's, the washrooms were closed only in select areas, but the ones I went to, because when you got to go, you got to go. I went into Starbucks, it was closed, so there's no washrooms available, and I'm like, really? Just because, so I get, we're in red, but come on, you want to sell your product, and if it's liquid or if it's food, you're gonna have to at least go at some point. So why not?
Well,
and the older you get, the worse it is, right? So
I got something to add to this because it's been a piss off of mine as well. So the establishment does not open their bathroom. You go buy your coffee, buy whatever, but you got to leave, right?
Yeah.
But you know what the problem is? It's the system, let's call it, just for fun, has put the onus on the store owner, right? Somebody goes and uses your bathroom. Technically, now you have to follow them into, when they leave, you go in the bathroom and you have to clean the bathroom for the next person.
Yeah.
And that's why the bathrooms are closed. And I think it's wrong that they put it on the establishment. We are all humans. You know what? So when you go into a bathroom, you're going to touch shit that someone else has touched. Do your due diligence. Wash your fucking hands. Sterilize. Do what you got to do, and everything's going to be fine. And bathrooms can be open, but that's the reason why they're closing them. So they're blaming the establishment.
I ended up going to because I am 45 minutes away from coming back home.
Right.
And so I ended up going to a Lowe's, which is a big hardware store, and their bathrooms were fine. But I noticed in a lot of places that do have bathrooms, they're not going in and refilling the soap and sanitizer and all of that. And honestly, like I sympathize, because when I owned retail in the past, and it's a costly venture. I mean, I lived or
Of
I
course it
rented
is.
a store with two other, we had shared bathrooms, and it seemed like we were only the ones stocking up with toilet paper and everything else, so it's costly. Um, but I think it's an insult, honestly. Like, if they don't, like, you go into a restaurant, the bathrooms are available, right?
Yep.
You go into like a coffee shop now, they're not available, and it's like, come on, really? Like, I get what you're saying too, Heiko. It's if people were a little bit more considerate of others, then maybe it wouldn't be such a problem. But
Well,
um,
even you don't even have to be considerate of others. You have to look after yourself. So you wash your hands, you have sanitizer, you sanitize your hands, you don't touch your face. You do all those little rules that they tell the little kids to do. And if you do those, you'll be fine.
yeah,
And then there won't be any issues, because what's going to happen here? Let's say I go in and I go to a bathroom and I come out, and then the next day I get tested and I got COVID. Our system tells
yeah,
us that store is responsible. You get the lawyers
yeah.
involved and bullshit and blah blah. So close the
Close
bathroom.
it. No, I
Mm.
couldn't agree
It's
more with you.
it's
Like,
wrong. It's just wrong.
it's wrong, but you know what? From a business owner standpoint, I get that part.
Yeah, absolutely.
But from a chain, like a
Yeah,
franchise chain, I don't
yeah.
get it at all. I mean, that's not. They've got, especially ones as big as those two coffee things.
I,
So
well, unfortunately, the system has messed that up,
yeah,
because our two biggest coffee chains in North America, pe- lawyers look at that, go, they got money, let's sue the ass off them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
You
So,
know
and
what though?
yeah,
Like,
it's
maybe they have a disclaimer on the door that says, "Look, this is like a public zone, and enter at your own risk." And I know, like, there were limitations, like only one or two in a bathroom at some point. But the reality here is that, like, we're humans. We have to do our business. So I
yeah,
was honestly, before I ended up going down to Lowe's, which was good enough to have a lot of washroom. And to your point, I'm not sure that people were patrons were taking very good care of it. But the
uh-huh.
my option was pretty simple. It's either I drive like a banshee home and then have to come back because I had some other things to do, or take a leak in a parking lot. And I'm thinking, like, I wonder how many security cameras are going to catch me doing that, right? And then all of
Yeah,
a sudden I get arrested for some public indecency or some crazy thing like that. So, but
Mm.
Shauna here is saying that no public restroom things was a pretty big issue for um in the beginning. All is when she'd go for runs or walks, drinking lots of water, not fun. And
right.
totally, I get it. I mean, but I have a pickup truck. I carry a bucket, and what they're called, like cherry buckets. It's just a 23-liter pail, and it's got a toilet
Yep,
seat on it. And I've
yep,
always got it stocked with, I got paper in there, and I use these cool things from Canadian Tire that are bags, and there's a deodorant in the bottom. So and everything folds down into a Ziploc. So it's really hands free. You don't get anything on you, and you can
yep.
zip those up. It's odor free. And you know what? All you got to do is find a kind of a secluded spot, or if not, open your door and do what you got to do. But um, I don't. I've had to use it a couple of times, but
Yeah.
that's heading like up north where there's no place to stop at all for
Well, and
hours on end.
and again, I see it. I'm on a country road, and it's hilarious how many cars come off the main highway and stop, and people
Yeah,
just having to pee on the side of the road, like men and women. Like
Mm.
it because the restaurants, okay, here where I am, they're all open. Like Timmy's, McDonald's, all that, everything's open. You can go use the bathrooms. But I myself have gone down into the city and ran into the same problem that you're saying, Rango. Like, okay, can't you can buy a coffee here, but you can't use the bathroom.
Mm.
right.
So
Yeah,
what do people got to do? Some people aren't close to home. Some people are traveling. Some people are doing whatever they're doing, right? Well, you got to go when you got to go.
And then the other issue is, what about somebody with IBS or somebody who's got, I don't know, like bladder issues, prostate issues, and they have to go, and there's no stopping that, right?
No.
So it's unfortunate, but then all of a sudden, it's kind of Murphy's Law. You're about to do that, and all of a sudden you see the police lights behind you. So I guess finding a place in Derek is saying in Uxbridge is hard. I think it's tough everywhere right now. But I had to go to Princess Auto today to get a part for something I'm working on. But their bathrooms are clean, and they're again socially distanced, and they have recommendations. So you know what? What I didn't really understand though was the store limits, right? Here's the big deal. I mean, we're being told not to group with 10 people, or you still got to be socially distanced. Well, I see some of the store maximums that are in the hundreds, and it's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. And it really coincides with why the big mall parking lots are jam full right now, right?
Yeah.
So I just I'm trying to avoid those places, but
and I got mad too because they're closing a lot of the smaller stores, the smaller restaurants. But you can go to Wally World and there's 400 people in the fucking store, and you're still lining up at the cash register like normal. So I'm boycotting those places because that's not playing fair. Why is the big business allowed to disobey all the rules, and the small businesses suffer? Like, come on.
Yeah, and there's probably it's part of that might even be political. Who knows? Speaking of which, I probably need more facts on this. There was
our fans will help us.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think I'll get a little more prepared. It had to do with some liberal leak about almost like a whole COVID kind of underlying sort of, not a conspiracy necessarily, but talking about the different phases of intervention and stuff like that, moving from red to other status and everything. But interesting stuff, and I really can't believe what I was hearing and through the social feeds and everything else. But you know what? It just boils down to what you said a while ago, Heiko. You just do your part.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and complain about it. Just do your part to be safe, and then we're going to get through this.
Be responsible for yourself. Yep. That's it. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
I think we should probably call it a wrap. It's 10 after 11. What do you guys?
Do you mean the end is nigh? Do you mean the end is nigh?
We got to do that.
Let's do that, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah. Thanks.
Nice, easy one. Let's go out on a light note.
I'm glad we're back to at least an hour and a half format, because
an hour terrible. That killed us.
And then kind of getting pushed to stay up on some kind of a timer. That was like stressing. But we can make this show as long as we want because it's our show, right?
That's right.
So the end is
do it, George. Play
it's an oldie. I think this is not. I'm taking you back in time here. Hang on.
Uh-oh. That's CCR right there.
There you go. CCR.
You got it.
Traveling band.
You got it.
Excellent. There you go.
That was easy for me.
It was easy.
I got
the other ones were hard
two
tonight.
today. I got two today. Holy shit.
There you go.
Well, I got 1.5. Ringo got the other half.
Eric got one, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. John Fogerty, traveling band.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, lovely.
So, Derek and Craig, you guys need to get your shit together because even I'm beating you guys. Come on.
All right, I'll make them a bit harder. The album next week, is dead easy, but the rest I'll make a bit harder.
All right,
I think what you ought to do is see if Derek has an album for the House of Haunt and use his for one of your trivia. And I've been streaming here for the last like half hour. You can get the House of Haunt merch at thehouseofhaunt.com. And buy their merch and they'll haunt you.
Nice.
There you go.
So before we go, going to do another quick run of our sponsor, and then we're going to say goodbye.
Cool. Get your car cleaned there.
Right. So we're going to have a few more of those sponsor ads, commercial runs, and it's just we're falling behind here, so we've got to get that moving before the end of the month. So so Hike,
I'm so glad we're at the end because I'm in trouble.
Wow. He's been busy with his dads.
Well, you know what? Again, it's been another fantastic show. And I love it that our fans are part of our show. We love it when you guys send us in texts or messages, or we're going to get even more of this stuff online in the future. We're just working on a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah. Hey, can I just interrupt on that point? So
go for it.
So if you're friends of the show out there and you've got folks that are in businesses, what we've done is, and we're going to get it out this week for sure. But we're going to we've redone our sponsorship offering, and it's very, very affordable. But what we're really doing is we're trying to target the smaller businesses that are really struggling in restaurants and all of that. I think the burger place up north of Country Burgers Stop.
Country Stop Burgers. Danny's still on.
Yeah. So we scrolled them a bit tonight. So we got a lot of activity, but we're going to try and make this really affordable, and it'll help the show. But put the word out, and it's going to be a simple format, and hopefully we get a lot of sponsor support, and we're supporting them, right? We're gonna actually run some campaigns and because the biggest thing that I've found, and I'm sure you guys have found it too, is you go into a restaurant, a takeout, right? And maybe the takeout has been shut down for a little while because it couldn't afford to stay open or for whatever reason, or they're converting from a restaurant to a takeout, which and then the big thing is like, wow, I didn't know you guys were here. And they said, well, yeah, we didn't know we'd be here either. So we're, put the word out. Please put the word out, right? So we're gonna try and help. And if you look at advertising with terrestrial radio and everything, like getting ad spots out for a week could be as low as, let's say, $850 or $1,000, and it's insane. Putting it in bigger cities, it's $850 like a day or a spot. But we're gonna have something that's super affordable for shekels a week, and we're gonna do our best to promote people who are keeping us fed and that are out there risking themselves every day by serving us, the community. So anyway, if you know people out there that might benefit, we'll have everything posted on our page this week, and we hope to get some interactions. That would be great.
Like that awesome little ad there for the car detailing guys.
It's perfect. Yeah, I think we've got, what are we offering? Like a 20-second spot as part of the package, and we'll do that. We'll put all the video together, and it's going to be super cool. So let us know if you've got any leads out there, and help us build out the show.
Get in touch with us. We're going to grow.
If someone has a ready-made little video, well, this is the place to play it, right?
And you know what? Right now, I mean, if you're associated with something that you want to promote, let us know what it is. I mean, if it's something that's nonprofit, and that will probably put it up for free. If it's something that's more commercial, we could work out a sweet deal there. But absolutely, if you got something to say or advertise, let us know.
people at shovel snow, people that walk dogs. Like we're trying to help the small businesses stay afloat. That's why everything is so reasonable, and you know what? It's going to be great for everybody.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, so we'll see you all next week. Heiko, you want to lead us out?
Yeah, again, I want to thank our fans that were active in our show, and they always are. Like, fans are amazing. We had Derek and Craig, Kathy, Keisha, Shauna, and Cliff tonight. You guys are amazing as usual. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we're going to see you guys all again next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. Let's get down to dirty at 9:30.
See you then.
All right. Good night,
all right. Good night.
Stay safe.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikadelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikadelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikadelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.